right. Nicholas, well, thanks for joining us today. Looking forward to speaking with you about Fuddruckers. But first of all, what is your big idea for the year ahead?
Absolutely. Thank you so very much for having me. And when I thought about that question, and I always look at it from a perspective of how we can serve. And when I think about Fuddruckers globally, what we are as a brand and what we represent, I think our role in the industry from a global perspective is to help to stabilize and strengthen the restaurant industry one gourmet hamburger at a time. So that's going to be our contribution. I think our focus right now is, of course, stabilizing our supply chain, as many brands, of course, are dealing with that challenge, and also, aggressively going after talent. Recruiting, hiring, and training the best talent available. As a company. And so, when we think about, big ideas and the things that we want to be able to roll out in the new year, our idea effectively and essentially is just that, an idea, right? So in order to be able to bring that idea into fruition, of course, you need the pipeline of your business supply chain to be shored up, and then you need manpower to be able to execute it. So we have a ton of things on the horizon, as a brand, concerning our menu. We've got a ton of menu innovations that we're going to be rolling out and testing in select markets to include plant-based alternatives. For the first time, we're going to be introducing a full plant-based menu. We're going to be opening up some ghost kitchens. So, we thought the emphasis due to COVID, being in and around third party, we're increasing our footprint in that respect to introduce more of a presence in third party. So we're going to be opening a couple of ghost kitchens across the state of Texas. So we're very delighted about that. In addition to that, we're going to be improving upon our dessert offerings and just many, things that people can expect to see, in Fuddruckers as it pertains to innovations directly related to and associated with our menu.
Mm-hmm. Great. It sounds like you've got a lot on your plate, so to speak.
Absolutely.
But can you tell me a little bit about, I guess, why this is a good time for Fuddruckers to succeed? What is it about the current environment that gives you a positive outlook for the company?
Absolutely, because we have a product that's second to none. Fuddruckers can be credited with establishing the gourmet hamburger sector, and when you think about our most unique selling proposition, which effectively is the customization component of what your experience is in our restaurant. This create your crave, if you will, is our most valuable and unique selling point, where we really allow our guests to be able to customize their experience from the time they enter our restaurant. They get to choose the bun that they would want, the size burger patty that they would want, choosing from our premium beef to exotic, beefs and all of the different variations of sandwiches that we offer within our restaurant, cooked to the temperature that you desire, and then ultimately are able to then go over to our world famous produce bar and create your own crave. And so, we've got, at least 20 plus made from scratch, fresh items prepared daily from the toppings that we allow people to be able to put onto their experience, but also the fresh produce that we offer at our bar every day. So, customization is key in our existing restaurant platform. So, we are built our business and are very proud of the fact that we are ultimately able to allow people to be able to create their own experience within our restaurant. And that's really our most unique and valuable selling point. So we're focused on in and around that. We know that people still appreciate that very much, right? People who are very loyal and passionate about Fuddruckers, you really don't have to explain our brand to many people. Many people are, very familiar with our brand, and they know what we have to offer, from our made from scratch buns every day to hand washing and preparing fresh produce for our produce bar, to the desserts that we bake fresh every day, and then the burgers that are grilled to perfection. So when you think about a Fuddruckers experience, it really is an experience that's made from scratch.
Mhm. Great. And can you talk a little bit, I guess, about the biggest challenges that you face? I know you mentioned supply chain issues, and labor is a big challenge, but
Sure.
uh, also maybe challenges about transitioning from being a franchisee to a franchisor.
Right.
Is there a different mindset, or the challenges in
Yeah.
that regard as well?
Well, it's helped me in many ways because I have the ability and opportunity now to be able to lead and see things from a franchisee's perspective as well. So that was one of my most unique selling points to the existing franchise community, is that I saw from through the same lens that they did, right? And most of our innovations have come directly from our franchise community. So when I began to think about the many things that help sustain our brand, has really come from our franchisee community. And we have a number of very long-standing franchisees. And, me coming from a restaurant operator background, cafeteria food service management background, I understood operations very well. But from a franchisor's lens, we have to really look at things from a macro environment. And so, while in our franchisee community is on the front lines and the fire every day, right? So they're on the ground. They know what our customers are what they demand. They know what our frontline challenges are. And so being in direct contact and communication with them as a brand strengthens us. And I've always recognized the voice and fortitude of a franchise community to help solidify our strategic direction as a brand. And so I never undervalued that. I always, and that's the approach that we take in guiding our brand to the next level. And so, of course, when we start talking about growth, and people ask me all the time about our brand's growth strategy, and I have expressed, and I'll continue to do that growing prematurely, really, in my opinion, is as risky, if not riskier, if not growing at all. So what is most important right now is stabilizing our workforce and stabilizing our supply chain and improving upon our efficiencies before we then began to try to grow as a brand. So it's very important that we first focus in on those key areas before we begin to start selling franchises. And trust me, we are inundated with requests of people, and very honored and humbled that so many people want to become a part of our brand, want to see our brand grow, and are requesting that we come to a number of different communities. But we need to make sure that our brand's standards will be able to be executed efficiently on a daily basis, so that we don't grow prematurely, right? And I think it's very important that we focus in around solidifying those areas before we began to undertake a significant growth strategy.
Mhm. Do you have a timeline in place for when you think you might be able to maybe start becoming more aggressive with your growth?
Absolutely. So we're looking at fourth quarter of 2022.
Mhm.
We've been facilitating a lot of discussions now with potential franchisees, but we are going to look to start growing
Mhm.
next year, but in the fourth quarter of next year for 2023 and 2024 new restaurant openings. So we're very delighted to be able to do that. The corporate locations that I kind of talked about earlier, of course, will be, corporately managed. However, before we began to sell franchises, I'm sorry, we want to make sure that, all of our systems and infrastructure have been really fine tuned, and that, we've gotten everything back on track.
Mhm. Great. Sounds like you have a firm plan in place. Make sure your operations and everything and menu are in order before you uh, step too hard on the gas, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But all right. And do you see opportunities perhaps in the non-commercial segment, since you have some background in that part of the business? Are there opportunities for Fuddrucker to grow in that area?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And are you speaking specifically about partnerships with like colleges and universities and areas such as that? Yes, there are.
Exactly. Mhm.
As you know, we have conscientiously worked to develop strategic partnerships here locally, like with Rice University,
Mm.
the University of Houston, and other local major universities here in and around the Houston metro area, Texas Southern also to be included in terms of establishing partnerships locally in institutions of higher education. And so that's a primary focus of ours. We also opened the Fuddruckers at Benedict College in Columbia, South Carolina, making it the first historically Black college and university in the country with a non-traditional Fuddruckers location.
Mm.
We're also going to be looking to open Fuddruckers at Livingstone College in Salisbury, North Carolina, as well as the University of District of Columbia in 2022. So there are some additional colleges and universities to also consider in short term that will also be corporate locations that we will manage in partnership with these institutions. But very, very excited and looking forward to that being a part of our growth strategy as well. Also going to be looking to partner with major food services providers, such as the big three, Compass and, Airmark, Sodexo, and others to include Fuddruckers as a part of their retail portfolio to go in colleges and universities across the nation and internationally as well. So all that's a part of our strategy.